All right. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for joining us this morning. And welcome to Wake Up with YPN, the top apps for real estate edition. Today's actually our fourth iteration in the series, if you will. And I forgot to introduce myself. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Joe Malone, the 2021 YPN Chair. And as always, we're looking forward to doing more of these events. So if you guys have suggestions, definitely let us know. But if you want to check out some of our earlier ones, definitely go to our Facebook page. Today, we actually have members from our own committee that are going to be presenting a bunch of apps. I believe we have actually 5 on deck. And it's just a bunch of apps that they found useful in their lives and business. And hopefully you guys do too. The whole point of this is to provide you guys with helpful information. We always want to, that's the whole point. Let everybody know as much helpful information as possible. So if you guys have apps of your own that you want to suggest, we definitely welcome that for sure. There's like 2 billion apps out there, so I'm sure there's plenty more to suggest. So just at the very end, after we're done with questions and everything, if you want to type that in, or if you want us, we can unmute you and you can let everybody else know about that stuff. So all right, that's my whole spiel. Thank you again for joining us, and we're going to get started with our first presenter, Ashley Alderman. So take it away.
Hey, good morning, everyone. So today I'm going to talk about the first step that I'm going to be talking about today will be Canva. And what Canva is Canva is an online design platform that you can access anywhere. And it is extremely user-friendly digital marketing. And I know everybody's always looking for, digital marketing, like the best way to design and get your message and your brand out there and also be able to promote your listings and your recently sold open houses. And Canva has a couple of different, they have either the free, which I actually still use the free version. And then you also have a paid subscription version. And the reason why I love this over, the Photoshop and everything else is that you really don't need to understand technology at all to use this app. There is tons, you don't even need any training. There are tons and tons of functions, features, and also they have plug and fill templates, which I use more often, especially when I'm on the go and need to think of, a filler post real quick for social media, which is awesome because, it's little minimal thought, minimal effort. You just kind of go plug in your information and you can upload it right into your files, either as a JPEG or a PNG, kind of whatever format you want. And the amount of things that you can create with this app is awesome. You can create everything from all of your social media stories. You can do posts and stories. You can create postcards, infographics, your buyers and sellers guides. I created my buyers and seller guides and presentations all through Canva, business cards, your websites. You can do videos and GIFs through there as well. You can create a logo. You can also create apparel designs to be able to put on shirts or, any, bags, anything that you really want. And it's just, it's really, really easy to use, really super user friendly. And again, it's awesome because it does have real estate specific plug and fill templates. Obviously, when you pay the subscription, you get a ton more. But even with the free, you get thousands of different templates and photos that you can use at your will, whatever you want to do. And it's just an easy way to be able to kind of stay up on top of social media without really putting too much thought and effort, especially since with how busy we all are. And that's kind of really all I've got for you.
So this is the time, like I was saying, if you guys have anything that you want to ask, throw it right in the chat. We'll give it a little bit just to see if take some time to type some stuff in. But I personally didn't even know about that app before, and I'm definitely going to download that because with myself personally, I've started doing a lot more social media advertising, and I hate paying for that. So that's perfect to have something free like that. So let's see. Actually, I do have a question for you. How easy is it to use when you're like making social media posts?
super easy. It's so when you log in, and I don't know if you can see, but when you log in, it's just right at the beginning. When you pull it up either on your app or desktop, it'll ask you what kind of post you want. If you want an Instagram post or a story, if you want to do an animated social media post, and then you just kind of click on that. And then once you click on there, it'll give you some templates based on your field. And mine is already set to real estate, so it gives me a bunch of real estate templates. So then I can just click on that and then just kind of put in my name, my information, and upload my logo right onto there. And it kind of looks, just kind of like I created it and I did it all myself.
Awesome. Okay, perfect. I'm definitely gonna download that. So anybody that's following my page, prepare to see a lot more posts. Okay, so I don't see any questions. So we're gonna move on to the next presentation, the RPR app with Vanessa.
Hello, everyone. So I want to present today the RPR app. I don't know if you're familiar with this on the desktop, but it's a great resource for you to find information about properties, create CMAs on your phone. So, sometimes you don't have access to your computer, and this is a way to get information quickly to your clients when they need it. I want to share my screen right now. So hold on one second. So if you go here, you're going to download your app like you would if this is compatible with iOS or Androids. So you're going to download it here. This is the app. And when you go in, you're going to see your main page, and you're going to be able to switch between 3 different screens. The first one is going to give you information about what's nearby, the properties that are near you, or you can search the local market, or you can go in and search by the address. There are many things that you can do in here, but my 2 favorite ones are the property tours reports and the CMAs. To create a tour, it's very simple. You're going to go down here to reports, and you're going to create a buyer tour. Again, it's going to, let me just go back a second. Bear with me because I've never done this before. So you're going to create a buyer tour. You're going to select the properties that you want to tour that day with your client. And I don't know why it's not showing to me here. Okay, I swear this was working before. I don't know what's happening here, but basically you can go in here, filter what you want to look for. So if you're looking for anything for sale, anything that's active, if you're going to show properties, you're going to want to know, just select the active. You're going to select here the price, what you're looking for, and apply those filters. Once you get in here, you can start adding your properties. It's not showing anything in here right now, but once you select what you want to show, you're going to be able to continue going next, and create a report of those properties and then send to your clients after your tour. Another great tool that you can do is if you go here and then you search for any address, any property that you want to show, you're going to be able to create a CMA, input your comps right there, and then send it to your clients afterwards. So you can go here, just create a comp analysis, just like you would do any other CMA, but this is so much quicker, and you can just literally get a better idea right away, whatever you are. Continue going, you can adjust depending on what you think, and it's going to generate a report. There's a lot of things that you can do here for commercial and residential, but these are like really my 2 favorite ones to do. And it's something that you just kind of have to explore and see what's going to work for you. But this is a great tool, definitely, for all of you to use.
Awesome. Thanks, Vanessa.
Yep.
So again, time for questions. And I saw we had one. Vanessa, let's see. The question is, what would the difference be between RPR and Homesnap, if you know about that app?
Yeah, so Homesnap, I feel like is better when you're just looking for a property and you want to find information about it. This is more to generate reports. So every report that you generate is going to have your branding, and it's going to have like anything that you want to add to that. And then you can send it, you can email it, you can test it. So that's more what I think this app is for, is to generate those reports.
Awesome. Okay. Thank you. And thank you, Leslie, for the question. All right. If there's nothing else, we're going to move on to the next one, which is Homesnap. And that is with DJ.
Hello. So Homesnap I found to be a lifesaver, especially when you are on the road. It is essentially the MLS, but in the mobile version. And I don't know how many of you have tried to use the mobile version of the MLS on your phone. It just, to me, hasn't been super user friendly. But within the app, you can pull up any property wherever you're going. You can search a specific area. You have access when you're logged in as an agent for everything, all the confidential information, all of the information that we have as agents. You can schedule showings. You can do numerous things. It's endless what you could do there. But then you can also share this app with your clients. There is a section where you go under me and you can share a link for them to download this app, and then everything is branded to you that they're looking at. And there's like some really crazy features on it. Like most people don't know, and it's kind of crazy, but if you click on the upper right corner, there's a camera. So say your clients are out and about on the road and they drove by this house that has a for sale sign but didn't catch the address. They can actually take a picture of the house, and it uses like GPS coordinates and all sorts of other stuff, and it'll actually pull it up for them. They can be able to share it with you that way, and it's super helpful. Some of the other things I like to use it for is when you, like for me, I tell my clients, do drive-bys before, but in this crazy market, we don't necessarily have the opportunity to do drive-bys. You can pull it up here and you can look up property lines. So you can see, and obviously they're not 100% exact, but it does share with you property lines. So you can see like, how big is that yard and how close to the street is that house? And you get a really good feel for the property without actually having to do a drive-by. Like, before something hits the market today, we're usually trying to show it the same day. So at least if I tell my clients to go to the Homesnap app, they can do that. They can also pull up this street view of a property. And then depending on how you turn your phone, it actually is if you're like standing there and like looking up and down the street. So there's a lot of really great tools in there. It also has a section at the bottom that speaks to school systems, because people are always like, well, how are the schools there? It's right in there. There's a section that says local schools. It tells you what the schools are and how they're rated. It's a really great resource, and it's nice that you can have your clients, instead of having them go on Zillow or Realtor Truly or any of the other, websites, everything's branded to Homesnap. It's branded to you. It's on Homesnap, and it syndicates directly with the multiple listing system. They can even set it up so like if they put their home address or their work address or whatever, they can determine how far their commutes are. It's amazing. And you can access like tax records, deed records, all sorts of stuff as agents on there too. So it's been a lifesaver.
Awesome. Thanks so much, DJ. That's actually, I know personally, I have the app. I use it occasionally, but I don't realize probably half the features on it, to be honest.
Every time I go in there, I'm like, oh, didn't know it could do this too. This is great. So right. It's so helpful when you're on the road.
Yeah, definitely. Give a few seconds if anybody has any questions about this one. I know this
one.
Great. Yeah.
I have a question. I do use Homesnap, but honestly, I trip all over inviting people, because at one point they were saying only invite people via email, send it to their email, and they got to click on the link and download it in their email. I tend to send stuff, homes over via message. And so can you kind of go the best way to do that, inviting your clients?
Absolutely. So there's a few different ways you can do it. If you just want to like go through and generically send a bunch of links to people, you would go under the far right and the bottom right, there's me. And then you would click on your profile. And when you pull that up, you have the option to, where did it go? Share this, oh no, that's on social. Is it share this profile? Yes, so if you go to share this profile, you can actually type in contacts and then it'll send them a link to it. But I find like if I'm working with a buyer and I'm like, oh, hey, you know, they're like, oh, we like 123 Main Street or whatever. I see a property that I think is good for them and it's like specific to a buyer. When you're actually in that property, if you scroll down, at the bottom, there's this little, I'm sorry, it's not super easy to see, but at the very bottom, when you start to scroll down, it'll pop up like for this one, it says 15 Liberty Street, and there's little icons, one that looks like, I'm sorry, the glare is not allowing me to show you. Here we go. So you see there's the house and then there's little icons. In the far right one, it looks like you can send something if you click on that. And then you select text message, you can actually send, it generates a link, a Homesnap link that you can actually text to them specifically. So like when I have my listings, like especially like rental listings, I'll have like, how many times do you reach out to a rental tenant or a potential tenant and you're like, hey, you know, I'm reaching out, I saw an inquiry on 123 Main Street, and they're like, oh, what one was that? What was that? I just take it specifically. I send them the link and say, hey, this is DJ, this is my listing. I received an inquiry from you on that. And then they can click on it and that'll promote them to download the actual app, and then everything is branded to you. And that's a lot easier of a way to get through. If you're not trying to reach the masses and you're just trying to do individual, I would say do it from the property.
So to be clear, you can just, which I do all the time, I send via messaging what you're talking about, a specific property. You're saying everything after that, if they click on it or they have to download it?
Yep, so they would download the app. So
Okay.
let me see here. Yep. In order to view what you're looking at, I'm just.
Oh, they have to download it anyway, just to even see the property I'm sending them?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay, that was my missing link. Thank you.
Yes. So when
No
they
pun intended.
Yes. So that then sends them the link where they can download and have everything.
Okay,
Got
thank you.
Thank you, Sally. One more question from Natalie. Do you use the free app or is there a paid version that has more features?
So I personally use the free version. There is a pro version where, I mean, even what you can access in the free stuff is pretty, I mean, you can pull like agent's number. I mean, you could pull like all sorts of stuff. And then when you go into the, that's the free. And then there's a pro, which I think it connects you to things like Facebook for marketing. You can do lead capturing on there. There's a lot of other options. I do not have that version, so I can't speak fully to what it does, but even just the free version, it's so much.
All right. Thank you very much, DJ. Our next one is Everlance with Ashley again.
All right. Hey guys. I wanted to talk about Everlance especially because I know the biggest topic is what does everyone use to track their mileage? I know a lot of people might use QuickBooks or MileIQ, which there's nothing wrong with them. But I started using Everlance the beginning of last year, and it was a holy game changer for me. There is a free version, but I mean, for $60, I pay for the premium, which is $60 a year, which is about $5 a month. And it is just awesome for mileage and being able to track not just mileage, but all of your business expenses. So the interface with Everlance is super easy. You literally just either swipe left or swipe right to either classify your trip as for business or for personal use. And you can also be able to break down your business or your personal trip. So like, you know, if you have more than one business, there's a lot of people who do have side businesses. You can, you know, even mark it down for different types of side business in there. Same thing with personal. When you do a personal, you can also, you know, commute. Is it for charity? Is it, you know, just to go to a friend's house, family, whatever. But the reason why I pay for it is because, and where did my app just go? It has a great interface that be able to, well, you can't really see with the light, but it will show you on the home screen. It'll break down everything that you have done for your work mileage, your personal mileage. But this is where it gets cool. You can actually connect your credit cards or your bank accounts if you pay for it again, where that way it'll track every time you swipe your card or make a purchase. And it'll always keep on scanning your purchases to and send you push notifications, be like, hey, was this for business? Because you could possibly have a deduction for whatever you just spent it for. If you don't pay for it, you can scan your receipts as you get them to be able to upload it. And you can also input all of your commissions in here, and not just your commissions in, but also commissions paid out. And to be able to send, it's super easy. I actually just sent mine over to my accountant. You just hit data export and you just hit send data export and you just put in their email address, and it's already classified as a complete IRS compliant form with all of your expenses already broken down into each category for your accountant. That makes it easier, and it's already been approved by, like I said, it's already IRS compliant, so they just have to submit that with your taxes as well. And again, it's just so worth it. Even if you do the free version, again, you can't connect your bank account or credit cards to it, but you can at least scan pictures of receipts. But it's totally worth it to be able to just pay for it's like $5 a month if you do $60 a year, because it does come with that deduction finder where it just will automatically always look for deductions for what you're spending and track your daily spending. And then it will classify everything for you to be able to send, because I've seen agents go through boxes and boxes and boxes of receipts at the end of the year. And I'm just like, why? Why? You guys we're always all so busy that why not just make it something that's just so user friendly that you don't even have to think about it. You can just set it and go. And sometimes I forget that I even have it sometimes, and it'll remind me as I park, and it'll all of a sudden you'll hear the ding and I'm like, oh, I have to classify my trip. So it's always going. You don't have to log into it when you're driving. So the second it detects movement, it'll automatically log for you. And it is almost, and it's pretty accurate as far as like, I'll like forget to do some trips for a few days and I'll be like, oh yeah, I went to that house, and it's really accurate as far as getting all the way down to the house number on tracking your mileage.
So actually, I have a question. This is probably pretty obvious, but so with your credit cards and bank, if you're using the free account, can you just input manually, like each individual transaction if you want?
Yeah, you can scan copies of receipts and put it in there and then just classify it for business. Mm-hmm. I had the free version. I know that there is a cap, just like the other free version. There is a cap on how many trips it'll classify. I don't know what that is off the top of my head. Again, for the $5 a month, I find it totally worth it just to be able to log in to my account. And I see somebody said, how does it compare to QuickBooks? Honestly, I just find this easier to use than QuickBooks. I've used QuickBooks, and I just personally just like how easy it is for me to personally use. Just because it's just a super, for me, it was just a super easy interface for me that I could just, kind of plug it, set and forget.
Cool. Okay. Thank you. And actually, I want to read, Leslie shared with everybody a couple of comments. Thank you. That it's funny that it actually maps out your trip when you're on a boat, which, hey, it's might as well make that a business expense too. So that's pretty funny. Let's see. I don't think we have any other questions. So without further ado, we're going to go to our last presentation, and that's Scannable by Evernote with Sasha.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. So I'm talking about Scannable today. It is pretty much exactly what it sounds like. It's an app that allows you to scan documents without actually needing a scanner. I've actually found this super helpful in my business. I just scan contracts or receipts as soon as I get them and email them to myself and just keep electronic records that way. This is actually one of the only free apps I found that scans. There's a bunch of them out there, but the other ones I've noticed start charging you by the month after you download them. So this one's actually truly free. When you just take a picture of whatever document you are trying to scan, and you can save it either as a PDF or a PNG file, and straight from the app, you can email it to whoever it needs to go to or airdrop it, send it as a text message. There's a lot of really useful features. There's not a whole lot more to say about this, just an electronic scanner. Any questions or anything?
Give everybody a few seconds. Oh, there you go. Have you ever
I have
tried?
not. Yeah, but I'm sure there are probably other apps out there that do similar things. I've just had great experiences with this app.
Mhm.
Is it Evernote scannable?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's the one with the blue butterfly icon.
If we don't have any suggestions or any other questions, I just want to say thank you everybody for joining us today, and also thank you to our presenters. They're taking time out of their schedules to, make these presentations and present everything to you guys. So once again, thank you. If you have any suggestions for us for a future episode or something, let us know. Other than that, have a great day, and thank you for joining us.